Maxwell. Welcome back to my channel. This is J Max Reacts. Tonight I'm watching a video by Toni Bryanne TV that says Surviving P. Diddy, The Rise and Fall of Danity Kane. This is part 1. Shout out to Kings of R&B for this request. Let's see what happens or what they have to say.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Toni Bryanne and you are watching Toni Bryanne TV. In this episode of Toni Bryanne TV, we will be continuing the series of Surviving P. Diddy. If you have not seen the first 2 episodes of Surviving P. Diddy, I strongly suggest you go check them out. They will be linked down below. The first episode of Surviving P. Diddy had to do with the mysterious and shocking death of Kim Porter. Moving on to episode 2, it had to do with the rise and fall of Casey Ventura's music career. And in today's episode, we will be discussing the rise and fall of the group Danity Kane, a group formed by P. Diddy himself. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Danity Kane was an American R&B girl group formed and signed to Bad Boy Atlantic Records in 2005. During their run, they created 3 studio albums, 5 singles, and 4 music videos, and even earned themselves a place in the Guinness Book of World Records for becoming the first female group in Billboard's history to consecutively debut albums at #1. Today, they are arguably one of the hottest girl groups in the 21st century. But with a title like this, why was their run so short and what happened to them? An array of rumors, speculations, and drama seems to be what ignited the split of the group. But before we get into any of those details, we need to start with the rise of Danity Kane. Start of Danity Kane all began from the hit show Making the Band 3. Making the Band 3 was the 3rd iteration of the MTV reality television series Making the Band.
Making the Band 3.
The 3rd iteration consisted of producer and superstar rapper P. Diddy searching for the next female superstar group.
I want to build a female international superstar group. Talented, strong young women that would have an international appeal, that could sing, that could dance, that have that je ne sais quoi.
P. Diddy started a national search and invited 20 young singers from a group of nearly 10,000 to live in New York City and compete for spots in the group. Throughout the series, we got to see Diddy and his dream team, which consisted of choreographer Lori Ann Gibson, vocal trainer Doc Holliday, and talent manager Johnny Wright, conduct talent searches across the country for young ladies who best fit P. Diddy's image of a superstar. As each week went by, girls were sent home if they did not make the cut for the girl group.
2 of you will be going home today.
Diddy did this until he found a solid group of women he could form into this girl group. Season 1 of Making the Band 3 began in 2004, and in this season, we met 2 of the chosen bandmates. Andrea Fimbres.
Hi, my name's Andrea Fimbres. I'm 21 years old, and I'm going to be singing If I Ain't Got You. Some people want it all, but I don't.
And Aubrey O'Day.
My name is Aubrey. I'm from Irvine, and I'm 20 years old.
Ooh, your kisses sweeter than honey. But baby, guess what?
The 2 girls formed a very tight bond in season 1 due to the drama and stress they endured during the series.
Hi, ladies.
Oh, this individual.
Please stand up. Stand up right fast here. Because when you were sitting there, I saw the squishiness. There's no cuts in your stomach.
You didn't give me criticism. You blew on your nails and you looked at me and you said,
If you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. All the smirking, the laughing that you 2 do, and this double team cute smirking, trust me, you have an attitude when you act like you don't have one.
But Jason,
I'm finished. I don't want to talk about it no more. I need to calm down.
But you got to say what you want to say.
Aubrey, who was the standout talent, was Andrea's backbone during the series.
Do everything. You really, help me. And I really do, hands down, absolutely adore you. And I think that you're amazing. And I wouldn't pick anyone else in this world to go through this experience with. And it's been wonderful. And I hope you know that whenever, I feel like I'm weak, you're there to be strong for me, or whenever you're weak, I'm here for you to be strong for you.
And both were incredibly talented and caught P. Diddy's eye.
Come on.
There's a lot of people that fall in love with her. She's got a star at quality. Her sexiness just seems natural. Aubrey looks good. Aubrey's just done.
Aubrey from the get-go always understood and exemplified what it took to be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Always from the get-go. Even her challenging Jason is what it takes.
However, by the end of season 1, Diddy was not pleased with the remaining contestants that he had. He did decide to give 3 contestants a second chance. 2 out of those 3 contestants were Andrea and Aubrey.
There's no band for me to make out of this group. That's my decision. But there will be some of you that will get a reprieve. This does not mean that you've made the group. You just made it into the next batch. Aubrey. Andrea.
I feel like I have just begun to fight. You definitely will be the girls that are around in the end.
He gave them about 3 months to get it together and brush up on their skills and to return for season 2. In season 2, Diddy restarted his search for the girl group of his dreams. Once again, he selected 20 women to compete for these spots, and Andrea and Aubrey were 2 of these 20 women. Also in season 2, we finally got to meet the rest of the final members of the group. We met Juanita, who is formerly known as her stage name D Woods.
I'm going down, you went around, baby.
Dawn Richard.
No.
And Shannon Bex.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side.
Put it over there.
On the season finale, Diddy finally chose the 5 young ladies to form the girl group that would later be named Danity Kane. The show's ratings broke MTV records as millions of viewers watched to see the group officially form. 5 of the 11 remaining contestants were chosen. First was Aubrey O'Day, then D Woods, third Shannon Bex, fourth Dawn Richard, and last but not least, Andrea Fimbres.
Aubrey. Juanita. Shannon. Andrea.
The third season of Making the Band 3 kept track of the development and struggles of this now new band, and their journey quickly began. After selecting the group immediately began starting to record their album. Their album was produced by Timbaland, Scott Storch, Rodney Jerkins, Mario Winans, and Ryan Leslie, among many others. After months of recording, the band's self-titled debut album was released on August 22nd, 2006, and received mixed reviews in the United States. Despite the reviews, they sold over 90,000 copies on the first day of release and over 234,000 in the first week. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart in the United States, taking the spot of Christina Aguilera's Back to Basics album, and even outselling hip-hop duo Outkast. The album's lead single, Showstopper, was released to radio on August 4, 2006. It debuted at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100, eventually peaking at number 8. Outside of the US, the song reached the top 30 in both Germany and Lithuania. The album's second single, Ride For You, was released shortly after, and the song's music video debuted on MTV's Total Request Live on December 5th, 2006, the same day the band released Home for Christmas, a holiday song written by Dawn. The album was certified platinum by the RIAA in November 2006. From February to May 2007, Danity Kane, along with another girl group, the Pussycat Dolls, opened Christina Aguilera's Back to Basics tour. During this time, the band continued to work on their second album. After this amazing tour, the girls went back home to spend some time with their families, but they were there longer than they planned due to losing their manager during the tour. During this time, many rumors of the group splitting began to come out, mainly circling around singer D Woods and Aubrey leaving the group. The rumors were fueled by statements Aubrey O'Day made to the press when she was asked about her relationship to the Pussycat Dolls and the current status of Danity Kane.
Cat dolls.
A little bit of both.
Which, are you going to be on the Pussycat Dolls? Is that what it is? Are you still on Danity Kane now?
Yes, I'm still Danity Kane.
Are you going to stay in Danity Kane?
Yes.
Definitely?
Danity Kane stays with me, sure.
Well, I mean, why are you saying it like that? You don't know what the deal is?
Yeah. Don't know what the deal is.
Really?
Yeah.
When it comes to you guys to get together and do stuff, I mean, who goes out and makes the contact between everybody?
I used to be our manager, but we don't have one anymore, so At this point, it's just us.
Well, D Woods just left the group. Is that true, or?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Drea and Shannon and I, talked the other day, but I don't know.
Oh, she's right here in your call, dude. That's.
No, I mean, I don't know if it's that, but I can't. I mean, I honestly can't sit here and tell you either way whether it's true or not. Which is sad.
Making the Band fans also notice how frequently Aubrey and Diddy would butt heads during clips in the show.
Nothing.
Okay, so why are you crying?
Because I really would like to be part of the group.
You're sick.
I understand that, but have you been sick and worked?
She irritated my soul in the scene.
Go get some rest, and you'll be better tomorrow. You have something else you want to say?
Nope.
You can say it.
I know. I can say whatever I want. I know that. I always do.
She irritated my soul sometimes. Oh my god. Pause for a minute. Like, I understood a lot of times, like, why she spoke up. But then there were times like this where it's like, girl, you sick. And I understand people work when they're sick, but you in a contained area going into a booth where people have to go in and out. That's contagious. That don't make sense. Like, yeah, he might have done it, but that still don't make it right. Even if he did it, that's not right. Like, use some common sense. This scene irritated my soul. The pretty Aubrey everywhere else where she was crying. Like, I know it was for TV, but it was so annoying, y'all, for real.
Some of your decisions, some of your choices affect the group.
And see, he was wrong here.
Whether you decide to turn your eyes green, or you decide to get a weave, or you got to get that approved on how it's going to affect the rest of the group.
No, she shouldn't.
The stuff that I've seen of you in the press over the last couple of months, I don't think it was beneficial for the group. I'm cool with a problem child in the group. You can't be the problem child this album.
Okay, I respect that.
All right. Cool.
My relationship with Puff is...
And see, in this scene, I felt like he was wrong because she made a very valid point. What she said to him was, Puff, they don't show me talking about the charities that I'm a part of, the ambassador work that I'm doing. They just decided to put a camera on my boobs and show that I can't control what they do. And he admitted, he was like, well, no, you can't control that. You know what I mean? Her image was her image. I mean, I just... right and wrong on both sides.
A difficult one for me. We constantly butt heads, and I constantly feel the need to butt heads. But at the end of it, I realized this is the job that I chose, and this is my dream, and nobody's gonna take that away from me.
D Woods also allegedly had involvement with another girl group called the Girls Club. Though the rumors mainly stemmed around D Woods and Aubrey leaving the group, rumors of solo careers and new groups being formed among the girls were running rampant. During this time, the members of Danity Kane often published personal online responses to the breakup speculations. But it was not until July 25th, 2007, that Danity Kane released an official statement on their group MySpace page, stating that they were still together and now working on their second album. Danity Kane was featured on the second season of the fourth season of Making the Band, which premiered on MTV on January 28, 2008. During this time, the group released Damage as a digital single from their album Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Do you have birthday cake?
The song quickly rose on the charts and became the band's second Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 hit. Its music video was nominated for an MTV Video Music Award for Best Pop Video and Best Dancing in a Video. The album Welcome to the Dollhouse was eventually released in the United States on March 18, 2008. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 with first week sales of 236,000 copies. The album eventually became certified gold by the RIAA in April 2008. On the second season finale of Making the Band 4, it was announced that Danity Kane would be headlining a tour in 2008 and would be featured on the next season of Making the Band. The third season of Making the Band 4 premiered on MTV August 19, 2008. After Making the Band 4, the tour, and the release of their first single, Damage, Danity Kane again faced rumors of a breakup. P. Diddy was not pleased with Aubrey's dance performances and her desire to create her own image separate from the group. In one episode, P. Diddy called out Aubrey for her overly promiscuous image. P. Diddy let Aubrey know that she no longer resembled the girl he had once signed, and he accused her of attempting to increase her celebrity at the expense of the entire group.
My whole career is like I'm really going on for vibe. If something ain't feeling right about this whole situation, what do you want to look like though? Do you want to look like a playboy, playmate? Do you want to look like you?
I'm done with all of that.
No. What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big
You
hair.
like big hair. You gave me.
Your hair people came in today and they said this is how it needs to be.
You know what I'm talking about.
Care.
You're pushing your own image, though. I don't want you to look like Pamela Anderson. I don't want to sound Pamela. Well, that's in the direction where you don't look like her. You don't look like that girl that I
I
signed.
do know who Aubrey is. Pop, it's 3 years later.
It's 3 years later, and you're going in the wrong direction.
Why do you have me here?
I have you here because I feel you're talented, but don't get it twisted. I'm starting to think about why do I have you here. Okay, so you're clear on that, though. Check this out. You're clear on that. You understand now. I'm asking myself why do I have you here. So I'll move on to something else. I'll give you the answer soon. All right? And you may not be here then.
Okay,
and anybody that want to go with you, they could go too.
That part always took everybody out.
Twisted, man.
Dawn shuffling their hair.
It gets dark and lonely. It does, trust me.
Okay.
Aubrey became unconfident about her relationship with Diddy and questioned whether or not she should still be a part of Danity Kane.
It's gotten to a point where I feel like this situation is getting impossible for me. You know, it's just like, I hate having these battle moments. Like, it's weighing heavy on my heart. At the end of the day, you guys can believe in me all you want, but Puff is running Bad Boy. He's running our position in Atlantic. He's running the show. He's running all of this. And at the end of the day, if the guy sitting on the throne really believes all the things that he's been saying about me, then I need to be somewhere else that's going to support and believe in me.
All right, you guys, so that is the end of part 1 of the rise and fall of Danity Kane. We have discussed the rise of Danity Kane and the peak of Danity Kane. But soon, the group does come to a crashing halt. In part 2, we will be doing a deeper dissect of Danity Kane and its fall. The video will be up next week. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all in my next video.
I'm gonna go ahead and do part 2.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. We are now on part 2 of the rise and fall of Danity Kane. So at the end of part 1, I touched on the start of the fall of Danity Kane, and believe it or not, there is more drama that goes into the fall of Danity Kane. We just touched the tip of the iceberg of the drama. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So as I stated previously, P. Diddy and Aubrey O'Day started having a lot of issues, and Diddy just wasn't okay with how Aubrey was holding the image of the group. After constant arguments and debates with Aubrey about Danity Kane's well-being, Aubrey began missing promotional appearances with the group because she was on Broadway playing Amber Von Tussle in Hairspray, and fans began speculating that Aubrey would not be in the group for much longer.
Hi guys, thank you.
There was also rumors of a breakup due to suspicions that Dawn was being groomed to establish her own solo career with Bad Boy Records.
I will forever hate this rumor. Let me see what she has to say.
Began circulating that Dawn had been flown from Baltimore to New York for private meetings with P. Diddy in order to launch her own solo career. This was particularly after 3 tracks for P. Diddy were leaked on the internet that were supposedly Danity Kane tracks, but they only featured Dawn's voice. P. Diddy even introduced Dawn in a solo concert in early September. However, those rumors were debunked by P. Diddy's PR team. P. Diddy was not exactly aware of the specific problems within the group, but...
Okay, before she continues and I continue with that one, something I've said on, in comments on countless videos, like you might see me on my other account and some other, under Ali Talks and stuff like that. She was never launching a solo career. The girl started writing. I think in this particular era in time, this was right before we start seeing The Dream and Esther Dean and Carrie Hilson. So it was a bit taboo to see somebody begin writing and demos begin to leak, at least for a lot of people that were in our age bracket at that time. She was writing. She literally was not doing a solo career. If she was gonna do a solo career, it would have took off prior to when it did, realistically. She was just writing. And she's told that story countless times. She was like, we all wrote. You know, when it came time for their second album, they all submitted all kinds of records that they had written individually, collectively, or what have you. Some of them even with the same producer. So it was just weird that they kept saying, she's doing a solo career, she's doing a solo career. It's like, no, she was writing. She was just trying to get, she was trying to make money. Hell, publishing was, you know, it still is where the money is for most of these people. So I always thought that was crazy. Aubrey doing Broadway was fitting. I thought in a sense, you know, I think one of the comments I left literally just said they had to find lanes outside of this group to survive because they weren't making money in the group. Nobody was protecting them. They didn't have a sound foundation at all. So let me continue the video. I'll put out at the end.
He did sense that Aubrey and Andrea, who were originally very close friends, had drastically drifted apart.
Yeah, because she was part of the problem of the group for you.
No,
Yes,
that's
you
not.
were.
I really for me, I don't think that there's
All right.
there's not a group without private life.
Okay.
And not just with Andrea and Aubrey, there was also tension among the group as a whole.
We're coming to a crossroads right now in the reality of our relationship. And it's really just time for some real talk. We got to figure out what the future of the group is.
I just want to be in a group. Like that's it. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to be, an actress. Like this was my dream. If everyone's not wanting to do that, then why stay in it?
Aubrey and Dawn did inform P. Diddy that the entire group had trust issues with the management and ultimately each other.
You cannot have 5 women getting on stage every night, moving forward with a career when there is a lack of trust within each other.
We had a show with us four, and Aubrey didn't come because she had to do her obligation in Broadway. When we have a show coming up and maybe Dee has an obligation or maybe Drea has an obligation, when Drea said she wanted to quit, it was going to be us four and playing an audition. To me, that's your business.
The other group members shared their opinions as well.
I think that we just need to refocus.
Diddy, once again annoyed with Aubrey and her antics, he decided to kick her out of the group.
The vision that I had for the group, this ain't the vision that I'm on. I don't like her energy. I don't like her style and direction where she's going with it. I don't like what she does to the brand when she's wilding out there, being overly raunchy, promiscuous.
I'm not meaning.
So I don't want you in the group no more. And anybody else that want to go with her can go with her. Would you like to go with her? Would you like to think about it? You want to get out of the group. You have a chance right now to leave with her. You here, right?
He also kicked out D. Woods.
Based on a lot of things that I've heard, you're not really a happy camper in this situation.
No, I don't think anyone has been happy for a long time in this situation.
Okay, so you could go too.
The season finale, which took place on October 14th, 2008, confirmed that Aubrey O'Day and D. Woods were no longer a part of Danity Kane. In an interview with US Weekly back in October of 2008, Dawn stated why Aubrey was kicked out of Danity Kane. She said, in quote, P. Diddy did not like Aubrey's image, where her image was going for the group. It wasn't a personal thing. Dawn went on to explain that Aubrey's increasingly quote-unquote sexy look was taking her away from young fans. Dawn was referring specifically to Aubrey's topless pictures for Complex magazine just a month before. Dawn went on to say, we had just did a signing with Dollhouse Teen, which is for 13, 14-year-old young girls. So we can't do that one day and then the next day do an obnoxious cover. Diddy wants the fans. And he says he can't do that if we can continue to go in the direction that we were going. In mid-2008, Danity Kane intended to begin pre-production for their third studio album, which would have commenced in January 2009. In an interview with MTV News on January 28, 2009, Dawn confirmed that the trio had broken up. She revealed that Diddy had asked all of the ladies to return to making the band for the 2009 season, but only 2 of them, Dawn and Andrea, showed up.
You okay? Is anyone else coming? Just me. Damn it. Everyone keeps thinking that we're gonna get back together.
Have you spoken to any other girls?
Have you?
They haven't.
During the series, in an interview with Shannon, she explicitly stated that she was not content with Danity Kane being so divided. On February 25th, 2009, Aubrey told MTV News that she was not sure if D. Woods had been asked back for the new season of making the band, but she did state that she knew she was not asked to return because she got fired. Making the Band 4's third season, which began on February 12, 2009, showed the band's gradual demise. Viewers were able to see Dawn and Andrea super excited to continue being a group together and wanting Shannon to join them again. This excitement soon came to an end during a meeting P. Diddy had with both Dawn and Andrea, where he had informed them that he freed Aubrey, D. Woods, and Shannon from their contracts and would soon be releasing Andrea as well. He let Dawn know that she will remain on the label and that if there are any plans for a new Danity Kane, she would definitely be included.
Andrea, you're a great person. You're a great girl. But if I did another group, I wouldn't feel comfortable with doing a group with you. And so I've given a lot of thought, and I'm gonna let you out your contract too. As far as for you, Dawn, if I decide to put that together Danity Kane, then you'll be the only member that'll still be there.
On the second part of the finale, viewers expected to see all 5 members of Danity Kane to see if Danity Kane would be dropped by Bad Boy Records or if they would get a new start. Andrea unfortunately did not appear in this finale, and what Shannon says was due to emotional trauma and her having enough with the group and just wanting to spend time with her family. D Wood stated that one of the reasons for the group's downfall was a lack of a solid foundation. When the group initially began, they were just 5 strangers being thrown together and expected to be close as friends. She states that this is what eventually led to professional and personal issues within the group.
This group was put together, and there was not a sound foundation, and then a lot of personal things went out of whack, and so when you have both things not working, you don't close.
Aubrey stated that she had forgiven herself and others who blamed her for the group's demise.
This entire situation taught us how to survive, and that's what I see people doing right now. They're trying to survive, and I can't hate on that. I don't appreciate, and I don't like how certain people are going about trying to survive, but I have to say that after being kicked out, I learned a bigger lesson way beyond anything I learned here, which is you gotta fight to stay happy.
And when she was asked if Danity Kane could reform as a group, she responded with a yes.
I think if everything could work itself out, absolutely.
However, both D Woods and Shannon said no for the time being.
D Woods.
Right now, it's a new chapter. Everybody's going on to different things in solo careers.
Okay.
Big up to Dawn.
You say no.
Hey.
No. You say no. Shannon, what you think?
I think at this point in time, no, not yet. But my dream is that one day we can come back together as a five.
There will never be another Danity Kane unless it's these girls right here.
In fact, a Danity Kane reunion did come back together, but not with the same girls. They came back together multiple times, but never had the same magnitude that they did when they initially came out. At different points, Aubrey, Shannon, Dawn, and once in a while, Andrea would come back together as a group producing songs with artists like Tyga. But the albums never went as well as they did when they were once a group back in the early 2000s. Regardless of the circumstances, the group is incredibly monumental and made history during their time together. Many people speculate that the main reason why the group split up was due to P. Diddy and his lack of management skills, and if they had the proper management, the group would excel. As of now, there have been no new reports of the group coming back together as a group of 5 or even a group or 2 or 3. But the legacy Danity Kane held is something that will always be remembered. And we can only hope that maybe one day they can come back together as an entire group, or someone can potentially take their place and do what they did. What do you think is the cause of the group's breakup? Could it have been prevented? But that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all in my next video. I love and I appreciate you all so much. Bye, guys. Mwah.
Okay. That was a good one. Super good. Sorry, wrong one. Okay. Yeah, so as a kid, when I watched this, it was a lot to digest. I didn't catch on to a lot of side-eyeing, a lot of craziness, a lot of just context clues that would have helped me understand a little bit more about their breakup back then to theorize what happened. But over the years, you know, in the decade at this point, since it happened, I have rewatched this stuff so many times, listened to all their interviews. I genuinely support all 5 of them as, you know, individuals, from Shannon doing country music to D Woods with My Favorite Color and the Girls Club, to Dawn, y'all know I stand on, and even Aubrey when she has her antics. There are times when I don't really like Aubrey and the things that she does, but one thing I will never deny is that she's talented, and she has also created some really good music individually. But when I look at this situation, I think Ali Talks Music did a documentary similar to this, and there's a comment there. I used to have a channel with just Max on it, and you might see me in the comment. I'm probably the longest comment on there. But I broke it down to say this. Surviving is literally what they were doing. What Aubrey said at the end, you have to fight to survive. They all had to fight to survive this situation. When they got to that second album and they were falling apart, their management was jacking them up. They weren't making money. They came off tours, you know, where they grossed millions and still owed thousands to the label. they had to figure out how they were gonna eat. And at that particular time, songwriting was huge. So Dawn started writing for people. D Woods had always been writing with other people. The girls club that they, you know, speculated was breaking the group up during the first round after the first album, that was a writing, dancing, production collective that just did music for fun. They wrote for other people like Khalees. They wrote for people like Wayne. You know, it was a collective. Even when they brought it back, I think 2-3 years ago as Project Girls Club with like Gangsta Boo and a few other people, RP Gangsta Boo. But like they literally, it was supposed to be, you know, a collective of women doing a project that was huge and just kind of supporting each other. So it was never essentially that she joined another group. Now, what I will say to D Woods is, you know, demeanor and kind of ego with some of this, I do believe that she just wanted to be solo. In a lot of her interviews, she's exposed herself to have just wanted to be, you know, propelled into a career of her own. At a later date, she was just doing the group to do the group. And she said that out her own mouth on several occasions. Dawn loved groups. She always wanted to be in a group. But what she fell in love with and what her father taught her from like chocolate milk and being in the industry for so long was to make sure her publishing was right and to write. You know, ownership and writing what you do. She wrote. Another reason that man kept her, Puff kept her, because he bought her out of a contract before the show, like before she could sign to Bad Boy. All this information is out there, but I know there are people that don't really pay attention and want to watch this type of stuff. So instead, they just say this one broke it up because it was a solo career. This one broke it up because she was doing Broadway. This one broke it up because she was in another group. You know, and it just kind of, they just did what they needed to do to survive. So in that comment that I left, what I said was that Aubrey became a socialite and actress and a personality. D Woods was writing and dancing and singing for other people. Dawn was writing for other people. And that probably just left Andrea and Shannon in like this weird limbo situation where they didn't know whether they were coming or going as a group. All of that put together with bad management, no money, a television show displaying most of it, and infighting between them, it just caused an already fragile situation with a lack of foundation, as they all have said at one point in time, to just crumble. And before you knew it, it's gone. You know, hell, I blame them individually and collectively. I blame Diddy, I blame MTV, all of it. Because it was all a cycle. We saw it happen with the band. We saw it happen with DK, and then, you know, it didn't happen necessarily. It didn't all happen on television, but it definitely happened with Day 26 as well. Like, we just saw that demise. It was a television, the money grab for Diddy, an opportunity for them. And if you didn't go outside of it and do other things, when it, you know, happened, like when the groups and stuff fell apart, there was nothing else left for you to do but fight to keep the groups together. And I think that's why we continue to see Danity Kane come back in reiterations, as well as Day 26. They're still out here touring and getting money 10 plus years later. They're doing the best that they can to kind of keep it alive while also trying to survive as solo artists. And it's just sad, genuinely, because DK was epic to me. As a consumer, I love them. I still listen to their music like it's brand new. Even the stuff that they've done in their coming back together as a group, like the DK3 album. Dumb Blonde was incredible. And like I tell y'all all the time, I stand on, you know, you say something weird or crazy about Dawn, I might punch you in the face on some real shit. Because she is my absolute favorite. Just favorite. And I do love D Woods' music as well. I was listening to her song Feel Myself the other day. And her first couple of mixtapes were everything as well. So like, it's just sad that this group couldn't get it together and that they couldn't maybe come back together. But I still hold out hope that maybe one day they'll get a mediator and fix it, and maybe D Woods will be open to it. Because at this point, we've seen 4 of them come together before. We know that there's a little something there with Andrea, but the real reason that the group will never come back together as 5 is truly on D Woods' shoulder, because she just doesn't want it at all. Like, she just does not. You know, she's real PC in her responses to it, but after so long, you put all the context clues together, and it's like, she just don't want this no more. And that's okay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, but that's why we'll never get the 5. But yeah, this was a good one. Sorry I got long-winded with my rant. Let me know what you thought about this below. Comment, like, subscribe. Until next time. Peace.